Welcome back to another episode. Going to be cutting up a brand new bumper. Going to be basically cutting it in half because, as you know, it's not quite wide enough. It's going to be quite a simple process, but first we've got to chop down some of the excess that's in the bumper. Basically, less material that's in there is less material I have to mess around with when I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll show you. So the plan of attack is I'm basically going to mould over a section of the front here and use it as a guide. Not too wide, probably kind of like, say like 400mm, something like that. I've got a little excess in here, so to save myself material, I'm probably just going to chop that. So what I'll do is, after I've cut this, I'm going to lay some aluminium tape over it and fiberglass, couple of layers over this section, and this section. After that's dried, I can pull it off, cut this in half, and then use that mould of the outer to fit back on as a guide to make sure all the lines are right when I extend it back and forth. Let's chop some excess off of this, put some fiberglass on it, take some fiberglass off, cut it in half, and then yeah, we'll have the width right. After we've done the width, we'll be going on to the top. Don't know if we get to that today, but I think we'll end up just doing this. So let's go. Obviously bumper covered in the tape now. Doesn't have to be perfect, to be honest. Fiberglass is all cut up, so I'm going to do 2 layers. I think that's around 300 GSM, so 2 layers of that. That'll give us enough of a guide, a solid guide anyway. Right, let's put the fiberglass on, leave that to dry, and then we'll come back to it in about an hour's time. Just waiting for the fiberglass to dry now. Now if you're wondering why I'm doing this, to get everything kind of symmetrical when I expand this, I wanted sleeves essentially. So when I cut this, obviously I cut it, I put these sleeves back on, I can extend it, fix them in place when I've got the right width, and then fiberglass behind it, and that will give me a guide basically to make sure that everything's in line where it should be, and to kind of minimalise the amount of work I have to do in trying to making it good, making it look right. And as I'll be fiberglassing on the inside of those sleeves, they'll be nice and smooth. They would have formed nicely. So yeah, minimal work. So this is going to be drying. Well, it's getting there. It's still a little bit tacky. I have had the heat gun on it a little bit. So I'll let that cool down. I should be able to pull those off pretty soon. Now once they're off, I can mark up, cut the thing in half, and then put it on front of the car and work out how wide we need it to be. Now hopefully my theory will work. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with myself. You can see the lines are nice and tight, so I can literally just fix this on to one side, and then yeah, pull one side apart, and that's kind of it. This is going a bit too well. That's amazing. So we've got, obviously it's overrunning on both sides, but these are not the right offset, so it'll be 15mm wider either side, plus when I lower this section it's going to be slightly further in, so it's going to be pretty much right. Looking at that, yeah, that's like 15mm. So what I may do is bring this in another 10mm, and then we can glass it, so nice and easy. Yeah, let's do that. Like an absolute moron, I completely forgot to bring my SD card for my camera and batteries. I was charging them up at home, so this is on the phone, so apologies for the terrible sound. Try my best to try and show you guys what's going on. So it is the next day. I left it a day, so it's cured. So let's take this off, take those covers off and clean it up, see what it looks like. As you can see, that has worked. It's actually super strong. What I'll probably do afterwards is probably a few more layers of glass just to strengthen it up, but now it's just time to clean it up, do a little bit of filling, give it some white primer just to make it look like it never happened. And now we're back with the camera. So what I didn't film is a lot of sanding. So far we have the bottom section all filled and smooth. I gave it a few coats of white primer just to kind of make it look like it hasn't been cut. It looks pretty good. So nice and straight, a few little pinholes there and bits and pieces, but obviously I don't have to worry about it being perfect right now. I just want the shape. So this is all good. Also started on flushing that swage line, so we're all good here, all the way around. Now I haven't done this side, so now I've got a camera with a battery and a memory card. You can watch me sand stuff. So majority of it's sanded down now, filled in. Got all the swage lines filled in. All we're gonna do now, before I put it on, just gonna blast over those bits with a bit of white primer, just so it looks a little bit better and it doesn't look on the car like it's been cut in half, which it has. Top section there, obviously not really fussed about how this is finished off at the moment because, like I said, this is all coming off. But for now, just going to kind of leave that as it is. So let's give that a little bit of paint on there, get rid of that filler, and on the sides there. Then we'll stick it on the car, and then probably what I'll do after that is, now that that's all kind of filled in, I'll put another 2 or 3 coats of, or 3 layers of fiberglass over that and make sure it's really, really strong. After that's dried, we can cut the top off and put a new top on. So yeah, let's do some painting. Probably the most ghetto bit of painting I've ever done in my life. Feel pretty ashamed. But all I wanted to do is get it white and not looking, you know, well, basically not having like fiberglass showing. Quick coat of etch primer and then quick coat of white primer on there just to kind of hide those cuts. Kind of ran out of the white, as you can see there, and on the other side, yeah, ran out completely. But the middle is looking good. Like I said, the top doesn't really matter. We can now put this on the car and see what it looks like. So let me prop you up somewhere. Sorry, I'm looking in the viewfinder of the camera and just looking at the bumper because I can't really see it. Yeah, that looks really good. That looks really, really cool. Proportion wise, I think we're good. The edges of these are kind of close to the edge, but that's not going to matter because once this kind of lip's taken off, it actually steps out a little bit, so I'll give us more room. So that's all good. So happy with that. That really suits the car. It's absolutely nuts how much that suits the car. So cool. So cool. Really happy with that. In terms of fitment of the wings, like I think, yeah, we're going to be really, really good with that as well. So it's overhanging the wheels at the moment, but I've got 15mm extra either side to go there, so it's going to be pretty much bang on the money. Not bad because I kind of guessed it. Let's have a look from the other angle. The other side. Yeah, look at that. That is so cool. I'm stoked with that. I don't know if I talked about it, but I do engine swap this. I am going to go for an EJ20. Just because, pretty simple, plenty of power. Now, when it comes to turboing it, obviously we've got the intercooler now. Personally, I hate hood scoops on cars, especially when they don't have them from factory. It's one of the things I just don't like them. So I'm not going to cut into the bonnet and put a hood scoop on there. I am going to do a front mount intercooler, which is great because we've got loads of room. We've got plenty of room there, and it hangs, this bumper line here hangs just below where the radiator is. So putting the intercooler there, I'm not going to interfere with the radiator. Still got all the radiator cooling through the grill, and there's going to be cooling through here. So what I will do though is behind this section here is do some kind of crash bar, because right now there is no crash bar. So I'm definitely going to do that. All trimmed up now, it's looking nice and neat. Still may go over it at a later point and kind of shaping it up a little bit once it's on the car, and I'm kind of happy with how it's looking. The bit I'm kind of not looking forward to is shopping this. What I'll do is set up the square and run it along and get that line as tight as possible, bit of masking and then cutting. Here we go. I'll do the old upside down test now to make sure that's flat or pretty flat. So yeah, I'll just flip it upside down and see if it's flat or not. I have nothing to say, I'm just going to flip it over. Looking pretty good. There's a few little gaps, nothing crazy, so I'll block that and then we should be able to get it pretty level. Took advantage of the fact that my battery just died, so I was charging it up and kind of cleaned the workshop up a bit, so a little bit nicer in here. Box has gone fine, which is nice. Also, I was playing around with the Vertex side skirts and just kind of mocked it up. Obviously that's going to need a lot of work, and I can't really mess with it until, you know, the front end's done. Overall, lengthwise, I mean, it's kind of bang on the money there with the actual bodywork, the actual metal. Up front, I've measured the width of the wing, and it's honestly about 4 centimeters too short, which is fine. Obviously, you know, gonna have to mess around with this big time. Mainly, we've been messing with the bumper. Now that's cut and sanded. I've got that in place. So this is what it's looking like, and I've got it roughly where it needs to be, roughly. So this isn't kind of in the right spot. This is kind of moved. Need to kind of move that there. Yeah, I need to move it a bit more. So I've worked out, you know, roughly kind of like the right amount of overhang that I want. I want that both sides to have the same amount of overhang on both. Pretty sure that's central-ish. maybe not. And then width-wise, you know, we are really good. So these need to come out at least 15mm more than they already are. It's going to end up being pretty much bang on. Now, what we're going to do with the wings is we're keeping like the front, you know, most of the OEM wing, and then blowing it out. So it's going to end up, obviously, the natural bubble of the arch here sticks out more than this. So I want that bubble to meet with this point here, and then it's gonna cut in here, and then leave like a kind of a tapered step there. So it's gonna look really cool. But yeah, next episode, I need to get some fiberglass or some more fiberglass, and yeah, make that new top, which is going to be really, really simple. It's going to be time consuming but simple. So yeah, that's what's up next. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I'm trying to get this one up as soon as possible, as close to the other one as possible. I think you guys are pretty keen on this. So yeah, pretty stoked on how it's turning out. It's gonna crazy. I do want to get it lower. I definitely want to get it lower. I'm gonna have to switch to a bag conversion on my coilovers rather than those sleeves, because those sleeve bags really not that good. But what I will have to do is, when I do that conversion with the bags, I'm probably gonna have to cut out some of the suspension turret, because the diameter of the bags is going to be most likely touching. So another thing to add to the list, but for the moment it goes up and down. It's fine. I can live with that. Yeah, right. Hope you guys enjoyed it, like I said, and I'll see you guys real soon. Take care.
Subscribe, you fools.